amazing journey for today. I am so excited to bring everybody to the Rocky Mountaineer and to the beautiful Canadian Rocky Mountains. So a little bit about us. We're the Women's Travel Club, and we do small group tours all over the world. Our groups are very small. So typically most groups are up to 16. Sometimes they'll get larger on things that we are already going to have other people on it. So if we're on a cruise, say, where there's already a lot of other people on the cruise, we might have a bit of a bigger group. But anything that involves kind of touring and the private touring aspect is all small groups. So maybe groups up to 16 and often even smaller depending on logistics. Our tours are for women, so you're only going to find women on our tours. We don't have any co-ed departures. You don't have to check and make sure that the departure you're looking at is just for women. All our tours are only for women, so there will only be women on the tours. They're perfect for solo travelers. Most of the women join our tours not knowing anyone else on the tour, but quickly make some really great travel friends that you're going to have forever. And then the next time you join a tour, you might already have your roommate picked out. Speaking of roommates, we will match roommates. If you are joining as a solo traveler and you want to take advantage of the lower double occupancy rate, you can ask to be matched with a roommate and we will match you with a roommate. And there you go, ready-made friend for your tour already. A little bit about who I am. I'm Marianne. I am in charge of the marketing department. So I bring you these travel talk shows. I'm on if you're on our Facebook group, I'm one of the monitors on the Facebook group, and you'll see me a lot on there posting things and commenting. I am joined with a couple other members of the Women's Travel Club team. We have Irene here, and she is head of our operations department. So she is usually a first point of contact if you call in or if you message or go on our live chat on the website, you're going to talk to Irene. And she's also handles things like insurance, sales, and such. So if you have booked in any of our tours, no doubt you have talk to Irene. She's going to man our chat today. So when you go around your screen, if you find a little menu bar, in the little menu bar, one of the items will say chat. In the chat, you can chat to just us, the presenters, or you can chat to the presenters and all the attendees. So if you want to, just say hi to everybody, or, you have something cute or funny to say, or just like anything like that, or just a little quick comment, chat's a great place to do it. And you can just choose who you want to see that comment. If you have a question, there is also a Q&A area. So save your questions for the Q&A, write them out in the Q&A. We're going to read them off at the end. And that way we make sure we haven't missed anything and that we answer everything just kind of once. So any questions you might have can go in the Q&A and we'll touch base on those at the end of the presentation. Also at the end of the presentation, we'll give the opportunity. There's a button that you can raise your hand. And she said, raise my hand. And if you want to actually come on and have your microphone open, we'll open up your microphone and you can come on and talk to us, say hi, ask any questions live that you would like. We are also joined with Debbie. And Debbie is from our tour department. I think she has her video and her voice off because she doesn't have great internet where she is right now. And so rather than kind of come in and out and not be able to hear her, she's just got it turned off. But she is there watching and listening and ready to answer any questions that might pertain to the tour itself. So Debbie runs this very busy tour department that puts together all these great tours that you see on our website, including this fantastic tour. And then our special guest today is Lisa Otterman, and Lisa is the Business Development Manager for the Rocky Mountaineer, and she is our expert. She knows everything you need to know about this fantastic train ride, and she's going to take us through a journey that's like no other in the world. So I am very excited, Lisa, for you to show us the Great Canadian Rocky Mountains and the Rocky Mountaineer. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to turn everything over to you now.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Marianne, for that introduction. And I am super excited to be here and talk about this amazing tour that yourself and Debbie have put together, and to discuss train travel and the amazing scenery we have right here in our own backyard in Western Canada. So I thought I would start off with an overview of Rocky Mountaineer, and then we will travel virtually, so to speak, day by day on the first passage to the west route. That is the highlight of this tour. And thank you so much to all of you lovely ladies for joining us today. So welcome to Rocky Mountaineer, a one-of-a-kind experience traveling by rail. Train travel is relaxing, romantic, and nostalgic. Rocky Mountaineer offers premium train journeys that showcase some of the most spectacular scenery in North America. The train journeys offer guests a first-hand look at spectacular scenery that is best experienced by train, including rushing rivers, chromatic deserts, local wildlife, and majestic mountains and cliffs. Now, I know people have heard of Rocky Mountaineer, but they're not exactly sure what we're all about. So we are not a commuter train that is only about transporting you from point A to point B. It's all about everything between point A and B. So think of one of our journeys as a land cruise. Our trains travel during daylight hours only, so guests do not sleep through the scenery and sights. Guests enjoy a relaxing sleep after day one on the train in a hotel at the midpoint of their journey. Once they arrive to their hotel room, their luggage is there waiting for them and is picked up from their room the next morning. So there is no, dragging your luggage. Our trains travel at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour, or what we like to call Kodak speed, and feature oversized windows so guests don't miss a moment of the ever-changing landscapes. Throughout the journey, our onboard hosts are interacting with our guests, telling stories of the history of the rail line, the communities we travel through, Indigenous peoples, the flora and the fauna, really connecting our guests to the scenery unfolding before their eyes. Our onboard hosts, or who I like to call super hosts, cater to our guests' every need, and they create a friendly, comfortable, and social atmosphere. They are entertainers, they are amazing storytellers, and are passionate and love connecting with our guests and providing exceptional service. Our cuisine showcases regional flavors and locally sourced ingredients. The culinary service is accompanied by a selection of complimentary local wines and beers, along with premium spirits, which are served throughout the journey. All you need to do is sit back, relax, and let our onboard host take care of you. Enjoy the amazing scenery, storytelling, service, and food. So we have 3 rail routes in Western Canada. We travel in the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta. So here is a map of our 3 routes in Western Canada, as depicted by the solid green, blue, and burgundy lines. So the dark blue diamonds on the map are destinations where you either begin, end, or extend your journey. And then the white diamonds that you see on the map are the midpoint of the journey, where our guests overnight in hotels. So our routes connect Vancouver with the mountain towns of Jasper, Lake Louise, and Banff. And our journeys are taken one way, traveling either eastbound or westbound. So just very briefly, the green solid line that you see is our 3-day rainforest to gold rush route that connects Vancouver to Jasper with an overnight in Whistler and Quesnel. Then we have our 2-day journey through the clouds route, as depicted by the solid blue line, and that connects Vancouver and Jasper with an overnight in Kamloops. And then finally, we have the solid burgundy line, which is the 2-day first passage to the west route, which connects Vancouver to Lake Louise and Banff with an overnight in Kamloops. And this is the route, the first passage to the west, that I will be focusing on today. And I know the wonderful tour that Marianne and Debbie have put together begins with 2 nights in Vancouver at the SHERATON Wall Center and some free time and a full-day tour of Vancouver, which is fantastic. So I am very fortunate to call Vancouver my home. So I may be just a little bit biased, but it is a magnificent city that has it all. Ocean, mountains, and rainforests, with some of it right in the city, or it's only a short 20 to 30-minute drive away. Vancouver is a beautiful combination of city life and outdoor playground with amazing vistas no matter where you look, with a very walkable downtown core. And the weather and weather-wise, the month that you'll be here, August, is great. And the Sheraton Vancouver Wall Centre is a lovely hotel nestled in the city centre on Burrard Street and is a short walking distance to many fantastic neighborhoods such as Yaletown, the West End, Robson Street, and Cole Harbour. Refresh and renew in comfortable rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows. And I love the first passage to the West route that Marianne and Debbie have selected for the tour, as it is steeped in Canadian history. So let's begin our virtual travel on this route in Gold Leaf service. We depart from Vancouver and travel to our midpoint destination of Kamloops on day 1. We'll enjoy a good night's rest in our hotel in Kamloops. And on the second day, we'll travel to our destination of Banff. Whoops. A motor coach will transfer you from the hotel to the Rocky Mountaineer station in Vancouver to begin boarding the train at 7:30 a.m. So leave your luggage in your room and the luggage ferries will take care of it for you. Step aboard the Gold Leaf coach we'll be traveling in today as we make our way to the Canadian Rockies. And as your luggage does not travel with you, be sure to bring a day pack or a purse with you on the train with any necessities that you need during the day, such as medications, sunglasses, of course, your cell phone or camera, and perhaps an extra layer of clothing like a sweater or a jacket. The trains are air conditioned, and I find that everyone has a different internal temperature. So some find the air conditioning just right, and some others might find it on the chilly side. So it's always good to dress in layers. And if you are feeling a little chilly, our Gold Leaf seats are heated. So you can turn on the heat and adjust the temperature to your liking. So let's get familiar with our Gold Leaf service. We have 2 levels of service, Silver Leaf service and Gold Leaf service. And Marianne and Debbie have chosen wisely, as Gold Leaf service is our premium level of service. So Gold Leaf service features our bi-level rail cars with our all-glass domed windows in the seating area on the upper level where guests spend the majority of their time. The dining area on the lower level has large windows and meals are served and freshly prepared from a selection of regionally inspired dishes. Stretch your legs and walk with camera in hand to the outdoor viewing platform exclusive to Gold Leaf service to get closer to nature and take some fabulous photos outdoors. Our Gold Leaf coach sits up to 72 guests and is attended to by 3 to 4 onboard hosts and a culinary team in the galley kitchen. And now that we're settled in, a welcome aboard toast with our onboard hosts and fellow travelers to start the adventure. Welcome aboard. Cheers. The train departs at 8 a.m. and we start our breakfast service shortly after the train departs. So please make your way down the stairs to the elegant dining room where an onboard host will attend to you. For those that may require mobility support, each Gold Leaf coach has an elevator to take you upstairs and downstairs, and we have a hydraulic lift to transfer you onto our train coach. Select your choice of entree from the menu. There are 5 to 7 entrees to choose from for breakfast. The menu does change from year to year, but to provide you with a few examples from menus, past and present, breakfast entrees have included items such as spinach feta and egg souffle, sunrise skillet, buttermilk pancakes, just to name a few. Or if you prefer something lighter, we have a yogurt fieldberry parfait or avocado toast. And as the seating capacity of our dining room is half that of the upper seating level, we divide our guests into 2 groups. So group number 1 will go first to the dining room for their breakfast, but as they are being served, we are serving our guests in the upper seating area scones and beverages. And then on day 2 of the journey, we'll reverse the order of the group. So if you are in the second seating on day 1, you'll be in the first meal seating on day 2. And as we leave the sights of the city behind, we travel through the lush green fields of the Fraser Valley. We pass by many of the farms where we source the produce that is served on board. Traveling further into the interior of British Columbia, we'll be following the Fraser River, winding through forests and crossing over bridges surrounded by the peaks of the Cascade and Coast Mountains. The train will slow down to enjoy the spectacular views and rushing rapids of Hell's Gate. At points of interest along our routes, the train slows down so you can take in the incredible sights and have the opportunity to take lots of photos. The onboard host will give plenty of notice of upcoming points of interest. From Lytton, we'll be following the Thompson River, and as the day continues, the tracks lead us into arid desert-like canyons, and we enjoy fantastic stories of the region as the train travels along. As we approach Kamloops towards the end of the day, we emerge into open, grassy country that speaks of ranching and Indigenous culture. We've arrived at the midpoint of our journey, Kamloops, a very warm and welcoming riverside town. Estimated arrival time is between 6 to 7:30 p.m. You will be handed your keys to your hotel room on the train, and a motor coach will take you directly from your train coach to your hotel in Kamloops. You're already checked into your hotel room and your luggage is there waiting for you. It's already been delivered to your room. Enjoy your evening in Kamloops. There are terrific gastro pubs, or take a stroll in one of the serene parks and enjoy a good night's rest. Rise and shine, your motor coach is waiting for you at the hotel to transport you to your train coach for another luxurious day of train travel. And it's an early start. You'll need to be in the hotel lobby at around 6 a.m. Leave your luggage in your room once again, and we will transfer your luggage for you to your next destination. So welcome back aboard as we continue our journey to the Canadian Rockies. In the morning, as we follow the South Thompson River, the desert-like landscapes continue. And as we travel along, the scenery changes and we see the greenery of the mountains. We pass over the last spike that completed the rail line and connected British Columbia with Eastern Canada more than 130 years ago. And we are the only passenger train to travel along this historic Canadian Pacific Rail line. Today's highlights include the climb over Rogers Pass, the Kicking Horse Canyon, and traveling through the spiral tunnels, an incredible feat of railway engineering. I marvel every single time I travel through the spiral tunnels, how they were built in the early 1900s. They opened in 1909. And I mean, they just didn't have the technology or equipment back then that we have now. And I'm not going to share any more than that because I don't want to give anything away, with the exception that you will really enjoy the stories of Lady Agnes MacDonald. My goodness, what a character, adventurous and fearless woman she was. And we will on this day also enjoy, the stunning glaciers and snow-capped peaks of the Canadian Rockies. First Passage to the West is our original route, and not only is our most popular route, it is our most historic. And spend some time on the outdoor viewing platform and feel the wind rushing through your hair. Hear the sounds of the world going on around outside and breathe in that fresh mountain air and take some amazing photos outdoors. The outdoor viewing platform comfortably holds up to 10 people, and there is ample time throughout the day for guests to rotate and take turns on the outdoor viewing platform. And each year, our culinary team reimagines a menu that showcases regional flavors and locally sourced ingredients, such as Pacific salmon, Alberta strip loin steak, or Fraser Valley chicken for lunch. This year, we introduced a Rocky Mountaineer Power Bowl for those looking for a little bit of a lighter fare. Lunch is a 3-course meal with a seasonal selection of tasters to start, the main entree, and chef's creation for dessert. And we use local in-season vegetables and fruit. And one thing you never leave the train with is an empty stomach. So between the multi-course meals, both breakfast and lunch and snacks and beverages served throughout the day, once you arrive at your destination where you are on your own for dinner, the most you feel like is, an appetizer or something light, or for myself, all I feel like is a beverage. And we can accommodate any dietary requirements or restrictions with the exception of kosher and halal. So let's head back upstairs to our seat and enjoy a glass of red, white, or sparkling Okanagan wine, or if you prefer, premium spirits or local beer, or that perfect cup of tea. And isn't this the perfect setting to relax in your reclining seat and enjoy a drink? The bar opens up at 10 a.m. You're on holiday. Hey, so why not start your morning with a splash of Bailey's in your coffee? And speaking of relaxing, you'll have no problem doing that with our pillow headrest built into the seat. Recline the chair, adjust the lumbar support, and raise the leg rest if you choose. So back to our journey, we've passed the town of Field, continuing our ascent, and we are literally going to pass through two mountains, Mount Ogden and Cathedral Mountain, as the train travels through the spiral tunnels, crossing over the Continental Divide. And we have arrived at the train station at Lake Louise, and we will bid farewell to those fellow travelers who've chosen Lake Louise as their destination. But for the remainder of us on board, we'll travel another 56 kilometers to Banff. And Banff National Park was the very first national park in Canada and third in the world behind USA's Yellowstone and Australia's Royal National. We will enjoy incredible vistas of Castle Mountain. The mountain was named by Dr. James Hector, an explorer in 1857, noting that it looks exactly like a gigantic castle. And we are nearing the town of Banff. The Canadian Pacific Railway was instrumental in Banff's early years, building the Chateau Lake Louise and the Banff Springs Hotel, attracting tourists. And welcome to the town of Banff and the end of our 2-day first passage to the West Rail journey. Estimated arrival time into Banff is anywhere from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Banff is a lively town with fabulous restaurants, shops, art galleries, with Cascade Mountain standing majestically at the end of Banff Avenue. And there is such easy access to pristine wilderness, outdoor activities, mineral hot springs, and, wildlife, some of it even right in town. You may find yourself crossing to the other side of Banff Avenue to more than socially distance yourself from an elk or two strolling down the avenue. And the fun continues off the train. Your tour includes 3 nights in the spectacular mountain resort town at the Moose Hotel and Suites, which is ideally situated on Banff Avenue. You are a very, very short stroll, as in 1 minute away from the heart of downtown Banff. And not all hotels in Banff are air conditioned, but the Moose Hotel and Suite is, which is beneficial, as you'll be there in August when it can get quite warm and hot. There is an indoor pool and 2 rooftop hot pools. And you have free time to explore in Banff. And I know that Marianne and Debbie have also arranged a wonderful full-day tour that includes the stunning Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, and a ride on the gondola up Sulphur Mountain in Banff. You're going to love it. And I know that, health and safety is, continues to be at the top of everyone's minds these days. And the health and safety of our guests and staff is our highest priority. So we will follow guidelines provided by the World Health Organization and those of the government and health authorities where we operate, which are in place at the time of travel. We have introduced an enhanced program committed to health and safety at every step of the journey with us. So it is hard to say what the exact health and safety protocols will be for our 2022 season in Canada, but the Government of Canada has announced it intends to require COVID-19 vaccination for all passengers on interprovincial trains, flights, and cruise ships by no later than the end of October 2021. So it's, very much more than likely, if not certain, that, there will be the requirement to be fully vaccinated for our 2022 season in Canada. And we are a seasonal business. We operate, for 2022, we're operating from April 27th to October the 6th. But what I can do too, just right now, is share with you our protocols that we've had for this season, which began on July the 5th and ends soon next week on October the 7th. So since September 13th, guests traveling on our Canadian routes have been required to be partially vaccinated with at least 1 dose of a Health Canada approved COVID-19 vaccine, and guests have been required to complete a rapid screening test for COVID-19 the evening before their train departure, and we provided that rapid screening. Our rail coaches are equipped with high-end filtration systems, which ensure a steady intake of fresh air, filtration, and circulation. The system provides complete circulation of fresh air every 3.5 minutes with bipolar ionizers in the air ducts that eliminate 99.9% of virus and bacteria. And at the start and end of each travel day, our train interiors are thoroughly sanitized using an electrostatic disinfectant sprayer. Train seats and train tables are sanitized at the start of the day, and we have onboard cleaners, cleaning all high touch and common areas throughout the day. And we also installed plexiglass barriers in our gold leaf dining coach. So details for 2022 will be confirmed closer to the time based on the pandemic situation and evolving government restrictions. I thought I'd just share a little bit about the company, Rocky Mountaineer. So we are a privately owned Canadian company, and we are still owned by our founder, Peter Armstrong, who established the company in 1990. He always believed that something magical happens on a train, and here are some photos of our humble beginnings. Over the years, we have grown and updated our fleet with advances in technology, and Peter, along with his adult children, are on the board of directors steering the future of Rocky Mountaineer. So it's very much a family business. And Rocky Mountaineer has been a trusted travel experience, and we've welcomed more than 2.2 million guests from around the world. Over our 31 years in business, we've received more than 70 national and international travel awards, some of those listed here. In addition, I would add to this list that Rocky Mountaineer was named one of the world's greatest trips by National Geographic Traveler and one of the world's ultimate experiences by Lonely Planet. And we are proud to have won the Lonely Planet's Best Sustainable Train Journey category for 2021. But thank you so much for experiencing the first Passage to the West route on the Rocky Mountaineer with me today. I know you will absolutely love this tour that Marianne and Debbie have put together. I hope I painted a picture for you of what it's like on board Rocky Mountaineer. It's a challenge to put it into words. It's like taking a picture of the sunset and never fully captures it. But we're so lucky to have this spectacular scenery and wilderness in our own backyard, and Rocky Mountaineer is an unparalleled way to experience it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. That was amazing. I can't imagine that anybody watching doesn't want to go right now. It's just beautiful. Thank you.
I'm
so
game for
much.
that.
So a little bit about our journey in particular. The Women's Travel Club Rocky Mountains Rail Journey is from August 20th to the 26th in 2022. So it's going to be next summer, next August. And as Lisa mentioned, it does include the 2 nights in Vancouver, plus the touring in Vancouver, the Rocky Mountaineer rail ride with the Gold Leaf service, and 3 nights in Banff, taking you from Banff to the Calgary airport to depart. So it's a very inclusive tour that kind of just will give you everything you need without having to add on extras. The pricing for the tour is $56.99 Canadian, which works out for our US friends to about $4,500 US. And if that's for double occupancy, if you want to share your room. If you want your own room at the hotels, it's $69.99 Canadian, which works out to about $5,500 US. So it's, a little bit of a price tag, but there is great value when you look at everything that is included in this. It's a very high-end tour. This is going to include everything you need to do this once in a lifetime iconic experience. I wanted to thank Lisa very much for being here and helping us. Now she is the expert, so I am thinking if we have some questions, this is the time to ask, because you do have the resident expert here to ask. Irene, do you see any questions?
Nothing that I couldn't handle, to be honest. So, Lisa, I think you just did a really good job covering everything. So hopefully somebody wants to join us in the chat. That would be great.
Okay. If you want to come on and say hello, you can raise your hand and we'll open up your microphone. Just kind of watching here. If
Yeah.
you find that you would like to do the Rocky Mountaineer rail journey and those dates don't work for you, or you want to, do it with your husband, you can contact us and we can also book kind of individual packages through our sister company, Dream Destination Travel. So just send us a message and we'll put you in touch with Dream Destination Travel, and they can help book this all for you on different dates, or if your husband wants to come, or something like that. So something outside of the group trip that we're offering, we can also help accommodate just the Rocky Mountaineer rail journey.
Okay, so I do have a question popped up, and actually somebody commented on what a great presentation it was. So meals in the hotel, so the inclusions for the land portion?
There are, hold on, let me just pull it up. So breakfast is going to be included for all of every day. And then with the Rocky Mountaineer, there's the lunches included. And we've also included 2 separate dinners. So we have dinner included the first night when you come, a welcome dinner, and the last night before you leave, a farewell dinner. And I think the welcome dinner, I think I saw it. It's like this like amazing steakhouse. So they're very nice meals included too.
Thank you for that. So can we just clarify, Marianne, if you would please, why we don't include international flights?
Okay, why none of our tours are going to include your flight from home to the destination of where you're going to start your tour. And we do this very purposefully. If we included the tours or the flights to the tours from where you're coming from, one, you're still paying for them. It's not like all of a sudden they're free. You're still paying for them. It's just an embedded cost at that point. And it takes all your options away from you. So now you would have to get to a specific point, because obviously we couldn't include the flight from every single airport in Canada and the US. So you're going to have to get to a major hub. So that might involve already in it like a flight. It would takes away your ability to look at the schedule. So it might work better for you to have certain times, or to have no connections, or to have a connection, anything like that. Also, your class of service, you might always fly economy, you might always fly business class. So by not including those flights, it allows you to have the opportunity to book the flights that work best for you. And I can tell you they're going to be cheaper than if they were included, because once you start doing group air, you're paying to hold that spot on the flight, and to hold those spots, they charge you a premium. So anytime there's group air included, even though you think, oh, great, it's included, it's free, it's not free, it's there, and it's just raised the price of your tour by a certain amount. So we don't ever include that. And that way you can also use points. If you've got points, you can use your points to fly. So it makes a lot more sense to not have those flights included, and to let you do those yourself the best way that works for you from your closest airport. Any of our big international tours that have interior flights. So if it's a tour of, say, Australia, big, huge country, that you need to fly within the tour, the flights within the tour are included, because we need to book that space ahead of time to get everybody on the tour on the same flight. So we need to do that, and we do that. So those will be included.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, Karen, who's already booked on the tour, indicated how informative this was. So she's very grateful.
Excellent.
I'm very excited, I think.
Excellent. We're very excited too.
So we have a question from Angela regarding the seating on the train. The question was, are the train seats assigned, or can you switch around? And then on top of that was a second question to Marianne, which is the process for matching up cabin mates, roommates.
Well, Lisa, you can do the seat section.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, you won't know your seats that you're sitting in until very really like when you get your boarding passes. So we do seat everybody. So of course, this group, we're going to have you sitting all together. And when you're on the train, you are just like relegated to your coach. And that is for safety reasons as well, too, because if anything were to happen, we need to know where you are. And I know some people ask, well, is one side of the train better than the other? And it's not, because honestly, with these, you know, you have the all glass domed windows. I mean, you're sitting in your seat, you can easily see over, you know, to the right. If you're on the left, you can easily see over to the right side and the scenery out there. And when you're on the train too, I mean, it's a very social atmosphere. And I just loved hearing too, how Marianne, you said, you know, yeah, you have, you know, women who are traveling solo and you make fast friends. And it's like that on the train as well too, you know, so this is great. So you will find sometimes too, maybe if there's something to see, you know, people will move to one side of the train or, you know, to the other as well too. Yeah, especially if you might hear the call from our onboard host saying, hey, you know, bear spotted up ahead on the left-hand side, you know, everybody's going to move to the left-hand side of the train, you know, and the energy is going to shoot right up. But yeah, but all of our trains have been designed for optimal viewing in mind. It's great.
So, and further to that, our group maximum is 22 for this. So we're capped at 22. And right now we're about 30% sold out, just to let everybody know. So we are capped at 22 for it. So in our group of 22, you could switch seats if you want to. It's just, we can't, you know, take seats away from the family sitting way up at the front.
Yeah.
Just pull them out. Yeah.
And so the second part of your question was, how do we match roommates? So it kind of depends on the tour, quite honestly. Sometimes we don't have even a lot of choice, depending. So if we do have, you know, two friends coming together, or if we do have a mother-daughter, so they're obviously already going to room together. Or when you book, you can ask for a specific roommate. So if you know of somebody that's going to be on the tour that you've traveled on a women's travel club tour with before, you guys might ask to be matched as roommates. So taking all that out of the equation, then everybody that wants a single room out of the equation, because we do get probably on a tour like this, we'll have 50% single rooms on the tour. So what we're left with might not be a lot of choice, but there might be a bit. And the other part of this is, once you join our tour, you get invited to a private online community for that tour. So it's a little private, I'm trying to think of it, a network. It's a private network that you get invited to and you join it. And it is just the other people on that specific tour. And so you can post and talk to and get to know a little bit some of the other people on the tour. And in doing that, you might find a connection with somebody, and then you can always ask to then room with that person. So those are a couple little options, but we do our best to try and match as best we can. Sometimes we look at ages and match that way. We really don't know a lot maybe about everybody joining the tour, so it's not like we have a way of kind of knowing, oh, you're gonna, you know, like this person. But I can tell you that very often it works quite well. Most of the women that join our tours are pretty much of a similar mindset, you know, kind of love to travel. They're going to be a similar person to who you are. And we have had some great friendships that have formed by roommates. So don't be afraid to do it, because the other people are in the same position and you'll make fast friends.
Yep, very much so. Thank you for that. Marianne, just clarify arrival point and departure points for the tours?
Arrival will be to Vancouver,
Okay.
and departure will be from Calgary.
Okay, thank you for that. And there's a question about refund policy. So just clarify that if you would.
Our refund policy is very easy. There's 2 deposits required for this tour. The deposits, once they are paid, are used to secure space for you at the various hotels or to secure the space with the Rocky Mountaineer. So deposits are non-refundable. That being said, you should always have travel insurance. You should have cancellation, interruption insurance, and you can, even do cancel for any reason rider on your insurance to help protect you. And then also we have COVID insurance riders available now. So you really need to look at, if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to book it, but I might, something might come up or I might change my mind. You need to protect yourself and your investment by having travel insurance for that.
Thank you. That's it. So we've really covered the questions.
Excellent.
Unless somebody wants to raise their hand and join in, that would be great.
No.
Thank you. Okay,
My
ladies,
group
raise
is-
your hand. Here we go. I don't see the little hand going up.
Oh, wait, we do.
Yay, thank you.
We have Di. Hi, Di. I have opened your microphone. You can just unmute yourself and talk.
I think Di's on.
Thank you. That was very informative.
Great.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I'm looking at 2023 and with 2 other women.
Okay, perfect.
Not sure if we're looking at going with a group or planning it by ourselves. It's something we have to discuss. But I like the idea of traveling with a group. I like the extra add-ons. And if I hadn't have joined in this webinar, I would not have known that.
Good for you.
Well, thank you so much. Keep an eye out on our website because we are just starting to kind of post 2023 tours that are coming up, and I am sure this is a popular tour, so I am sure you will see it come up in 2023. And any of our tours that, as soon as they're posted, before all the final details are kind of sorted out on the tour, we do offer it for something called pre-booking. Pre-booking simply means that you're showing an interest in the tour. So you just fill in the form. It's just a little bit of contact information and just says, you know what, this is something I'd be interested in. And then once we have all the final details, that being the exact dates, the exact cost, everything like that, we open up the tour initially to the people that are pre-booked on it to give you an opportunity to book into the tour. If you do decide to book into the tour, and there is no obligation to do that, but if you do decide to book into the tour, we'll give you $100 off the price as a thank you for just showing your interest and letting us know you're interested. So
okay.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it to come up for pre-booking. And
So
then,
I think I'm on Facebook with you. I don't ever check out your website.
Okay, well, check out our website. It's very good.
Okay, I
As
will.
I
I've
just
done
the
the
website.
women only travel before to Italy, and it was wonderful. So
Oh, excellent.
not with your group, but with another women's only group, and it was fantastic.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, definitely, if you even go on the website, you can join us, and then you will be on our mail list, and you will see any notices of any tours like this coming up.
Okay, I will do that then. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you. So Marion, I sent everybody the link to the tour page.
Oh, perfect.
I've also sent them a separate one that said, if you've got any questions, email us at info, Women's Travel Club. Good.
Perfect. So yes, everybody, just if you look in the chat, you will see those links. But if there's no, oh, wait, we've got Christine. Hi, Christine. Just unmute yourself and you should be able to talk.
Just very quickly, I think she answered my question. If this trip isn't what I want, but I can go into your www.womenstravelclub.com and you have upcoming different trips, then I can look at those.
Yes, for sure. And if you find that if this isn't exact, like you want the Rocky Mountaineer, but these dates don't work or such, send us an email and we can help you out with different dates for that too.
All right, but I mean, what I'm looking for is, this is beautifully described in detail. I get some of them where I'm going, okay, well, what does that include and where do we go and how long do we stay? So will I get help when I go to these websites, or is there someone that I can talk to? I'm assuming it might be Debbie or Irene.
Yes, you can definitely give us a call. Irene, can you put the toll-free number in the chat too?
That's what I'm looking for, is the phone number in case I have. Okay, that didn't answer all my questions. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And also, if you're on the website and you have a question, and this is good for everybody, if you look in the bottom right corner, there's a little kind of green symbol. Looks like kind of a voice box. And if you click on that, it opens our chat. And the chat is usually manned. There's going to be times, of course, late night or such when it's not, but the chat's usually manned. And if you click on that, you can ask a question. So if you're on the site and you see something and you're like, oh, what's this mean? You can just type it right in there and somebody should be able to get back to you right away and answer that.
Yeah, just if I can add there, Christine, if we're not chatting with you within a couple of minutes, please leave your email address with your question and we'll get back to you within the next work period. Thank you.
Right, yeah, I'm looking for something. I want to get out of town now. I don't want to wait. I'm looking for something before this.
Before? Oh, well, you check out the website. We have a ton of tours coming up. I think our next tours that still have availability and the bookings aren't closed are in November.
Okay, and I tried to write that number down, like Lightning Fest, extension 4, correct?
Yeah,
sorry,
as soon as you call I think it goes right through to that extension though. If you just call the, yeah, it'll go right through to there.
All right, then I'm gonna go there and check it out.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Thank
Christine.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And again, kudos, great comments. Thank you. Yeah, is this recorded? Yes, it will be, and we'll be posting it to our video gallery on the website probably within a few days. And maybe somebody said I didn't need to answer that because she read my answer before. Okay, I think we've done it.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day and joining us. We quite enjoyed bringing you to the Canadian Rockies and showing you the Rocky Mountaineer. Thank you, Lisa. We very much appreciate you being here. I can't talk anymore. Appreciate you being here and taking the time to show us. And this has been amazing. And of course, Irene and Debbie, thank you. Thank you, Debbie, for putting together such an amazing tour. And thank you, Irene, for all your help.
You're welcome.
I hope everybody has a fantastic day. We're slowing down a little bit on travel talks for a few weeks. I'm actually away for a couple weeks, and with tours actually starting to run. Yay! It's so nice to have people actually out on tours. Very excited about that. So tours starting to run. We're just slowing down on travel talks, but they will be back. So keep an eye out. And if you're on the list, you'll get an email of the upcoming travel talks.
And for anybody, because I still have to respond to a lady who sounds so anxious to travel in 2021. So I know that we still have room on our Ecuador tour.
Yeah, Ecuador. I think a lot of the tours are full, but I think Ecuador still has room. Ecuador's fabulous too.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
And
we just do so much.
Actually, very good price as well.
Yeah, it's a very good price, and we stay in like a hacienda, and we go to a rainforest, Amazon rainforest jungle lodge. We stay at a thermal spa. It's like, oh yeah, very cool.
And the other tour that I think that we have to check, but we possibly can still get a single occupancy cabin on Christmas Markets cruise. That's
can we? Okay. Oh, that's big. I think it doesn't even say that on our website. So if anybody's hearing that, you're hearing insider knowledge.
No. limited spots available, and if somebody's interested, we can check out and see if it's still available.
Oh, perfect.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's waitlist only on our website. So if you're hearing that and you want to go on a Christmas markets cruise, send a quick email to Irene
right.
and she'll hook you up.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, take care. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Marianne.
Bye-bye. Bye, Debbie.
Take care.